The man who made the call, Pat Haden, USC Athletic Director, he joins us. How you feeling?
Sorry if I let you down, Dan.
No, not me.
I'm kidding.
Not me.
I feel good. I feel terrific about our choice of Steve Sarkisian. We had a long time to look at this thing. It started September 29th, really, and really started with 25 names or so, and just kind of kept working the due diligence and got down to a group of a handful of coaches and talked to those coaches. And at the end of the day, I think Steve Sarkisian is the perfect fit for us at USC for some of the reasons you just mentioned, but others as well. I mean, I think the thing about college football, much more so than professional football, I believe, is constantly evolving and changing and very quickly. And I don't know what college football is going to look like 2 or 3 or 4 years from now, but I think Sark has the ability to kind of to look ahead, to look to the future of college football and adjust. And he's done that up there at the University of Washington.
Can you clear up who you contacted? I know you said
no.
this.
Yeah, Dan, it just didn't. I want to be respectful of those coaches and those universities and their teams, but we talked to some really interesting coaches.
How many names did you consider? Can you at least give me that?
Oh, when we started, it was 20, 25 names.
But let's say last week, how many names did it get down to?
Oh, 4.
Did John Gruden get into the conversation at all?
I talked with John a while back.
But that was it? You just gauged interest, see if he wanted to coach again?
Yeah, he wants to coach in pros. If he's going to coach, he wants to be a pro coach.
But when you go through this whole process here, and you got coaches who are coaching in their respective conferences, like how do you get a feel for if it's Kevin Sumlin? I mean, that's really difficult.
Yeah. It is really difficult, Dan, and you have to be respectful, because I wouldn't want another AD calling my coach during the middle of the season. So you have to be respectful of the other programs and their teams. And so you're back channeling, you're doing due diligence from people, talking to people that you trust, are football knowledgeable, know these people, so that you can get a feeling of the type of individual they are. Would they be a fit for USC, a fit for Los Angeles, fit for the Pac-12, et cetera. And, that's how you do it. In some ways, doing it in a week or two is easier. You fire the coach at the end of the season, boom, you try to get somebody hired right away. We had a couple of months, and we could do a lot of due diligence and dream about anybody. Sometimes you can overthink it.
But the timing of it, why make the announcement now?
Well, in college football, there's a really tight recruiting cycle. And we have what is called 4 mid-year recruits we must sign by December 15th. Otherwise, we permanently lose those 4 scholarships. It's kind of the nuance of recruiting. So we have to have guys in school, committed to us December 15th. So it's critical that we have some certainty and clarity about the head coaching position.
We're talking to Pat Haden, USC Athletic Director, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. We had Lane Kiffin on yesterday, and I said, if Ed Orgeron, USC beats UCLA, he said it would be very difficult not to give him the job. If he beats UCLA, do you think you could actually sit him down and say, we're not going to give you the job?
Well, I told everybody, all the people we were interviewing, that I was going to, no matter whether you won, you lost, the momentum we had, we were going to go through this entire process, because I knew I was going to be talking to some people after Saturday's game. So I promised myself you can't get caught up in the emotion of the moment. Yeah. Coach Orgeron had a great run. I mean, the fact that we've won 9 games this year is pretty amazing, Dan, when you think about all the stuff we've done through this year and have a chance to win a 10th. So Coach O and our other assistants did an incredible job. But I was very clear when I started this thing in late September that I wanted to finish it. I wanted to get in front of everybody before I made a decision.
Did you offer a job to him to stay?
Yes.
Judd,
he's been such an important part of USC football for so long. We all love Coach O. I love Coach O, and he was terribly disappointed that he didn't get the head coaching job, and I understand his disappointment. But we did everything we could to try to keep him here. But he wants to be a head coach, and he should be a head coach, and he will be a head coach. and I'll support him in that endeavor. If he, some AD calls me about him, I'll give him the highest reference I possibly can. Coach O is a beloved Trojan.
Tougher to have that meeting with Lane Kiffin at the airport or Coach O?
I wouldn't wish those meetings, either one of them, on anybody.
Which one was tougher?
They were equally tough.
Knowing what you know now, Pat, because you came back, your alma mater, to clean it up after Mike Garrett. I mean, you've gone through an awful lot here in a short period of time. If you had a do-over, would you have done it? Taken on the challenge?
Yeah. Well, it's in some ways, if you didn't have football or basketball, this is a great job. We have great students and some of the world's best athletes, but we do have football and basketball, and so there are some real challenges. I love working on a college campus. It's intellectually invigorating, as you might imagine. You're around young people, dynamic young people. That's sensational. And it is my alma mater. I care about USC a lot. But it is all consuming. I'll say that.
How much did you have to convince Sarkisian to take the job?
I think you probably better ask him. I mean, I think he viewed this as his, the one stop that he would probably leave the University of Washington, because he had a good job there and he was, getting that thing turned. But he's a Southern California kid. This is the 5th time he's been back at SC, believe it or not. He started as a student, as a baseball player here. And, he's come and gone a few times, and the undertow of USC keeps pulling him back. And but I think he's thrilled to be here at USC and knows the opportunity ahead. That
undertow can kill you, though.
Sure can. Yeah, the expectations here are high. They really are. But he's not afraid of the challenge, and it's one of the things I like about him is the confidence. And, he knows this place. He knows the expectation. He knows the culture. He knows, as you were mentioning, high school football around here in Southern California. Every high school coach he has a relationship with. He's a dogged recruiter. And he's got a great university, academic institution, and a great institution that's played some doggone good football over the last 125 years, to which kids, that whole thing will resonate with these kids and his personality.
Did you care what happened across town with UCLA, with Jim Mora, his announcement?
Do I care? No, not, hey, I have great respect for UCLA. They're a formidable competitor. We play them, 35 or 40 times a year in a variety of sports, and it's usually a toss-up in just about every sport we play them in. So I have great respect for Dan Guerrero and what UCLA's done, and Jim Mora and what he's done with their football program.
I accused you, I guess tongue-in-cheek, of a Machiavellian move here where Mora would then get out of town and take the UW job, and, you could kind of accomplish two things at once. I was giving you too much credit.
Yeah, the thought went across my mind, but then you don't know who you say is going to get. It's going to be worse. You just never quite know. You say, hey, the devil versus the devil. I don't know what Dan would have done there otherwise. All I know is, hey, we've got one of the great crosstown rivalries in college athletics. We relish it, we welcome it, we respect UCLA and everything they do, and we want to beat them every time we play them in every single sport. You
need a vacation.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I know.
I do.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dan, thanks to you, and happy holidays to you and all your listeners.
Thank you, buddy. It's Pat Haden, USC Athletic Director. I wonder if you had to do it all over again. Going back home, except for football and basketball, it's a good gig. Yeah. There's a whole lot that goes with it.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.